Hi everybody. Well, today is our final day here at Disney for the group. We're just about to get set to head out for our last day. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been a bit of a frustrating trip. So first off, let's talk about the good. Again, I booked the wrong room here at this hotel. I booked a high floor. I should have asked for a lower floor. That's on me, so I cannot blame the hotel or the resort or Disney or anything like that for this kind of thing. The resort is still beautiful. Now, we've eaten now at two of the main restaurants here. One is like a buffet style, and we love their breakfast there. So we'll have breakfast there a lot. We love their pog juice, they call it. It's a very unique flavor and it's delicious. The breakfast's really good. Had a good time. Then we went to their signature restaurant, Jiko, on the first night we arrived. And two of my guests did not like their meal at all. At all. It was, the flavors weren't good and everything, and really left a bad taste, because we had really enjoyed that restaurant last time we were here. But this time around, there just seemed to be something off with it. Well, we went back last night. About half the group went back last night, including the two that had not eaten there before. That did not have a good meal, last time they were there. And I'm happy to say they tried something else, and it was really, really good to them. And my meals have been very good. So that's the good. The resort has been good. Disney is still fun. Some of the rides that they have are a lot of fun. The Tron Life Cycle is a lot of fun. Guardians of the Galaxy, one of the best rides you'll ever ride out there. The parades are fun. But I'll tell you, I would never, ever do a standby line at Disney. They forced you now to use the Disney Plus, where you can book your lightning lanes or pay for the rides like Guardians of the Galaxy. And yes, we paid for that because we're only here once in a while. We don't live down here, so we don't want to spend, one of the lines was 130 minutes. We don't want to wait 130 minutes to get on a ride. And then not only that, what has been disappointing is how many times the rides have broken down. Just yesterday alone, Slinky Dog broke down. Guardians of the Galaxy broke down. Rise of the Resistance broke down. Haunted Mansion broke down. All on the same day. And in fact, one day we were at Epcot and we went on 3 rides in a row. And every one of them broke down before we got on the ride. Now, can you imagine had we stood in line for like an hour or an hour and a half only to be told, hey, the ride's broken down, you'll have to come back later. That's bad enough. Now also imagine that you paid 8 of us, $20 a person. Adds up, $160 US. Hey, your Guardians of the Galaxy ride just broke down. You'll have to leave now. Right in their thing, they do not offer you refunds. So you have a choice. You can go out. What they do is they scan your magic band, and when you leave, if the ride comes back online, you can then just go. You don't have to have a scheduled time at that point. You can just go and get back on the ride. However, if the ride doesn't come back online, or if you have to leave, you do not get a refund. Now you can go stand in line at Cast Services and tell them you want to come back tomorrow or the next day, but what if you can't come back tomorrow or the next day? You just lost $160. That's a bad system. If the ride breaks down and the person cannot get into it, it should automatically give you your money back, is what it should do. But that's not what happens here. And that happened a lot throughout this week, where we would be standing in line and the ride just conks out. In fact, Rise of the Resistance, the Star Wars ride, was amazingly hilarious because it's a progressive ride where you first go into this waiting room, you get this speech from some people, and then you move into another room, and you're getting ready to board a transport, and there's some more stuff that happens, and then that transport is intercepted, and then you're moved into this capture room with all the stormtroopers, and you're standing in there, and that funnels you into another area where you're supposed to be being interrogated by the First Order, and then you move into that room, and then finally they move you into a final room where you're about to get onto a shuttle as an escape is happening, and the door is opened, and the young lady steps through and says, "Okay guys, follow me, follow me," and then she goes, "Oh, wait a minute," and then she backed up everybody. And then they stood in front of the door for a few seconds and said, "We're sorry, we're having technical difficulties, and you'll have to come back later." But we were literally to be put onto the ride vehicle at that point, after the 20-minute walkthrough area. That's how close we got. And of course, when you go back to do it again, you got to go through that whole process again that you just went through already, which really are just kind of mitigating the line system. Yes, it's part of the story and everything. It's really good when you see it the first time and maybe even the second time, but if you have seen it many times, then that part is not what you want to see. You want to get into the ride and stuff like that. The ride is amazing. One of the best rides you'll ever get on. But boy, that's frustrating. That's super frustrating when the ride just conks out on you and just ends. And that happened so many times on this trip. So many times. It was crazy. It's almost as if there were more rides not working than working, especially when we went to Epcot. Because there's only so many rides at Epcot to do. It's more about the World Showcase and stuff like that. Now, we could have gone on rides like Figment, or we could have gone to see Ariel sing along, and we could have gone to see, meet Mickey Mouse and meet Beauty and the Beast. Well, but we wanted to do the rides. We didn't need to meet the Disney characters. Could have done that all the time. But you know what also amazes me? Peter Pan, Flight of Passage. Is that what it's called? Peter Pan ride. It is one of the oldest rides here, and it is always one of the rides that has the longest wait times than any other ride. You think Guardians of the Galaxy would have the biggest lines. You would think Tron would have the biggest lines. Something. Pirates of the Caribbean. But no. Peter Pan had lines almost 2 hours long. I could not believe it. There is no way I would ever wait 2 hours to get on the Peter Pan ride at Disney. I've seen it, I've been on it, and it's definitely not worth, no matter how much my nostalgia kicks in, a 2 hour wait to get on Peter Pan.